Hey everyone, Alisa Burke here, and I'm going to show you a really simple but dynamic way to create handmade fabric. I'm using my brother's scan and cut to create some simple but unique stencils that I can use to create fabric and pattern on fabric. Now I love creating my own fabric. I rarely buy my own just because I love using all kinds of mixed media techniques on fabric to create unique colorful patterns that I cut up and quilt with. Do all sorts of sewing projects with. So I'm going to show you guys kind of just a little peek inside my process. And what I'm going to be doing is actually just cutting a really simple stencil from a piece of paper, a piece of colorful cardstock. And you don't need really too much. I just like a real heavy duty paper for my stencils. I don't, even a piece of, or an old recycled piece of cardboard, or a file folder, or even just cardstock is gonna work for your stencils. So I'm gonna actually use for this first stencil just a really simple design. I'm using the preloaded shapes in my machine to cut out and create some really neat triangles that I can use to repeat over and over again on fabric. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cut them out, and it's actually really cool because I can use the inside shape of those triangles for a garland project or other things, so it's kind of a 2-for-1 deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this going. Everything's finished cutting, and I'm just gonna peel this away. And like I mentioned, you've got these fun little shapes that you can use for other things, but what I want is actually the cutout of these triangles that I'm gonna use to repeat on my fabric. Okay, so I've got just a white piece of fabric and my stencil, and I'm actually gonna use what's called a fabric paint cannon. It's a non-toxic, non-aerosol spray paint utensil, and I've got it filled with black dye, black fabric dye, and this is a great alternative to spray paint. You just pump it and then spray. And I'm just gonna simply repeat my really fun triangles all over the surface. And I'm not too concerned about overspray. I like that because I like messy stuff. But if you are concerned about the overspray, you can tape things off. You could use paint and a brush. You could use a roller. I like my little spray a lot. So I'm just gonna keep repeating this, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when I'm done. Taken my stencil cutting process a step further. So I did my simple version with the really simple triangles, but then what I've done to do something more intricate for my fabric as well is I've used one of my doodle designs that I've scanned into the machine, and then I've cut it out of the same type of cardstock. So I'm going to be using this to create another type of pattern on my fabric. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this time around I'm going to do my stencil, my real intricate flower stencil, and repeat it across another piece of white fabric. Only this time around I'm using like a mister, I guess that you call this, or you could use a sprayer, anything that's going to spray your dye out. And I've got dye loaded in here, and I'm going to go ahead and use it just like I did with my spray gun and get this stencil repeated over and over again. I'll let you guys just watch me work through it.